In the last video, I talked about a TXV charge being lost in the power head when the little line that goes between the power head and the bulb ruptures. And I made this great illustration with my fingers, which goes like this. Now, I thought that was a really great illustration, and it made me think of one more time when that is a common occurrence far away from the TXV. TruTech Tools has a wide variety of great test equipment. It covers industrial emissions, cooling and heating service, building performance, and electrical testing. Those and so many more. TruTechTools.com. Use the Shop Talk discount code to support this show and save 8% off at TruTech Tools. What I'm talking about is another line that loves to break. A thin line that runs between an outdoor unit. It could be a package unit, could be an outdoor condenser, typically on heat pumps, because this line runs from the suction line over to the low side port. Happens quite a bit. You'll have a thin line running from that suction line close to the compressor to the outside service port so you can test pressure. Now, this is really common on heat pumps because they have a separate low side port. You see, when heat pumps run in heating mode, the line that is the suction line in cooling mode becomes a hot gas line. So you don't have that low side pressure test port. So it has to have another one. So there's typically one run from the suction line deep inside the unit near the compressor out to the outdoor panel so you can hook up your low side gauges. That line tends to vibrate a lot. And close to a compressor, I've seen it a lot on Goodman. I'm not singling out Goodman. Goodman they single themselves out. And that line will rattle, and the compressor becomes out of balance, or maybe one of the studs for the compressor is loose, or just a whole number of things that cause the unit to vibrate. The outdoor fan has a bearing issue, and it vibrates and busts clean off. Now, this is something I saw a lot of times. It's really easy to fix. Sometimes you can just hold that line back up and put some solder on it. It's just fine, because you're not as concerned about blocking that line, although you don't want to block it. If it's partially blocked, it's not the end of the world, because you can still sense the pressure. Of course, you don't want to completely block it because you won't get a good pressure reading, but typically it's pretty easy to fix. Since it's in an outdoor unit or a package unit, typically you have to recover the charge, then make the repair. That's the most time-consuming part. That's the part I always hated, because you had to wait for the recovery. It can take forever. And this could happen anytime during the year on a heat pump. So it could be 25 degrees outside when this line busts, which is it's uncomfortable. And everything takes longer when it's 25 degrees outside. The vacuum takes longer. But that's what I want to talk about this time. That line from the accumulator area to the outdoor service port, it likes to break a lot. So you may see that from time to time in your travels. A pretty easy fix. Sometimes it can be time consuming because of the recovery, but altogether a pretty easy task to repair. And that's something that you can have in the back of your mind when you hear certain complaints from a customer. I saw a cloud of something, and then all of a sudden it's not cooling. The cloud came from the outdoor fan motor. It's a Goodman. Put the pieces together. You can solve the puzzle in advance. That's what I used to do. People say don't do that, but that's what I did. So, my name is Zack. This was HVAC Shop Talk, and I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless all of you.